Hello, Matthew, 7th graders. So this will be the last one for the week here on either give an equation or given a graph. You're going to either graph the line or write the equation. But this time we're going to have even some positive slope and some negative slopes. All right, so here we go. So I'm cutting my paper into tic-tac-toe into 9 problems. And so you can so we're going to do 9 coordinate systems. So you can hit pause and just make 9. Make sure you draw them nice and neat. You only have to go out like 4 or 5 each direction. So sometimes we'll have the equation, and sometimes we'll have the graph, right? So hit pause if you need to, but here's number 1. So I gave you the equation, I want you to give me the graph, right? So do it if you can. Here's a hint. If it's not a fraction, make it a fraction. Stick a 1 under there, right? So the first thing you want to answer, and you want to think y equals mx plus b. So what's Bob starting with? Yeah, he's starting with $3 in the hole. He's starting at -3. And then you're just going to go over 1 and up 2. And you could go over 1 and up 2 again. Anyways, here's your line. There's your line. If you want to make a table, you could. I'm not going to. Right? So here, this time I gave you the graph. I want you to give me the equation. This time, look at it. When slopes tilt uphill or over, as you go to the right, you go up. That's positive slope. Well, as you go to the right, you go down. This is going to be negative slope. This is down, right, negative. This is up, right, positive. Down, right, negative. Right? So, yeah, actually here, let's real quick make the table so you see it from the table too. X, Y. This is 0, -3. And this is, that point right there is 1, -1. And this point right here is 2, 1. It looks like you're going up 2 every time, up 2 every time, and here you're going up 1 every time. You're going up 1 every time. Delta y over delta x, 2 over 1, or rise over run, right? So here, let's do our table. If you need to copy that, hit pause. Let's just do this point here. This is 0, 2. And this point right here is 3, 1. And it looks like you went down 1. And here you went up 3. And that's why it's going to be negative slope, because multiplying and dividing, the signs are different. Your answer is going to be negative. This is -1 over +3. You're going to get a negative slope. If you just did stair step, you're going over 3 and you're going down 1. So y equals mx plus b. So y equals -1/3 x. It looks like it's +2. You're starting off at 2. And you're spending $1 every 3 hours. You're starting off with 2 and you're spending $1 every 3 hours. That make sense? So here, you give this one a try. Hit pause, copy down, make the table, and then the equation. This is 0, 1, and this is 1, -1. Looks like you went down 2 every time you went up 1. And here's your stair step. You went over 1 and you went down 2. Here's my formula. Y equals mx plus b. So y equals, it's -2 over 1. It's -2 over 1, which is just -2. And you start off at +1. Bob has $1 and he's spending $2 every hour. You can stick a 1 under there if you want. But Bob has $1 and he's spending $2 every hour. He's starting off with $1. Number 4. Again, hit pause. Go make your table and give me the equation. Here's my table. I'll just do this point. That's 0, -1, and that's 3, -2. Looks like I went down 1 every time I went up 3. I went over 3 and I went down 1. Anyways, y equals mx plus b. So y equals, this is negative 1/3. It's negative 1 over 3. You can just stick the negative out front. So your slope is negative 1/3, which means you're spending $1 every 3 hours. And then you're starting off at $1 in the hole, at -1. Your y-intercept's -1. Look at the table, your y-intercept's -1. I hope you're getting this. So this time I gave you the equation. I want you to give me the graph. Stick a 1 under there. Make it easy for yourself. You need 3 numbers to graph. If you don't have them, make sure you get them. So what's your first point going to be? Think Bob. Bob has $4, and every hour he's going to spend $3. Every hour he's going to spend $3. And there's my graph. If I want to make a table, well, one point on the table is going to be 0, 4. Another point's going to be 1, 1. Another point's going to be 2, -2. And let's test. Looks like you went down 3 every time you went up 1. Looks like you went down 3 every time you went up 1. Isn't that -3 over 1's -3? Isn't this -3? Aren't you going over 1 down 3? Isn't that 3 over 1? Aren't I right? Doesn't Bob have $4? Isn't he spending $3 an hour? Nice job. Number 5. So here's the equation. Give me the graph and give me the table. This is the easiest one. This is the easiest one here because you have all 3 numbers, and this is the order you should go in. 1, 2, 3. You should do this, this, and that. Looks like Bob starts with $1, and you're going to go over 2 and up 3. And there's your line. You can make a table. One point is going to be 0, 1, and the next point is going to be 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4. And you could test. This one up 3, this one up 2. Right? Delta y over delta x, or rise over run. Bob has $1 and he's making $3 every 2 hours. Or he's making $1.50 an hour. Number 7 here. This time I gave you the graph. Give me the table and the equation. You can hit pause and do it. Don't just sit there and copy or watch. It's not a spectator sport. This is 0, 2. This is 1, 1. This is 2, 0. It looks like you're going down 1 every time as you go up 1 every time. And what's -1 divided by +1? It's going to be -1. Looks like you're going over 1 and down 1. Over 1 and down 1. Anyways, y equals mx plus b. And so y equals -1 divided by +1 is just -1. Here I'll write -1 over 1. And you started off with 2. So this would just be y equals -x plus 2. Bob has $2 and he's losing $1 every hour, spending $1 every hour. And you can have the 1 there if you want. Number 8, almost done here. So this time I gave you the equation, you gave me the graph and the table. So hit pause, go, do it. Looks like you start off at -2 and you're going to go over 4 and up 3. And there's your line. My table. Looks like you start off at -2. Bob is $2 in the hole. And you'd go over 4 and you end up right here. This is 4, 1, isn't it? Isn't that +3? And isn't that +4? Isn't delta y over delta x going to be 3/4? Isn't rise over run going to be 3/4? Your slope is 3/4. Bob's $2 in the hole, and he's making $3 every 4 hours. We're making 75 cents an hour. Last one, and we're done. So copy and hit pause. So I'm going to go. Here's X, Y. I'm just going to do, here I'll just do here I'll do this. This is -2, +4. This is -1, +2. This is 0, 0. And this is 1, 2. Looks like you're going down 2 every time, aren't you? Looks like you're going up by 1 every time. It's kind of hard to see at the beginning there, but you're going up by 1. And -2 divided by 1 is -2. This is over 1 and down 2 every time. Actually, you don't have to do y equals mx plus b. You could. This would be y equals -2 over 1x plus 0. But isn't this just going to be y equals -2x? You could have just went y equal kx. Isn't this proportional? So can't you just go y equals kx? And isn't 4 divided by -2 the same thing as 2 divided by -1? The same thing as over 1. This is -2. Sorry. Isn't -2 divided by 1 going to be -2? So here you just say y equals -2x. You could have done it the y equals kx or mx plus b way, or just y equals kx because it's straight through the origin. So anyways, hope that was really helpful.